It is storm season, and when storms sweep through, you want to make sure that the lights stay on. We are joined today by Tom Garcia from Southern Evergreen. We're going to be talking all kinds of safety during storms. And Tom, the first thing I want to talk about is generators, because this is the time to actually buy a generator if you think you might need one.
Yeah, Tanya, you're so right. They've become so easy, right? Years ago, there was more difficult and it was more complicated. Not anymore. Whole house generators, which generally run on natural gas or propane, they're very easy to get, right? There are lots of installers in our area, and they work really well. Generally, you pick the critical systems in your house, they're tied into that directly. And that way, when you lose power, those systems continue on, such as maybe you're on a water well, and so that pump will always continue. Maybe you have some medical devices, those will always continue. The freezer, the fridge, those are really critical. That generator is extremely convenient, and they don't cost nearly as much as they cost 16 years ago, the first time you and I did these type of storm segments.
Sure. So that is the whole house generator. That is something that a company will actually install for you. If you're thinking about going to Lowe's or Home Depot and picking out a generator, what kinds of things should you be asking yourself when you look at that?
You're right. So that first thing we talked about is a whole home generator, they call it. The next is a type of portable generator, generally run on gasoline. You're right. You pick it up at the big box store, bring it to the house. Those have to be operated outside always. You bring an extension cord to it, bring an extension cord in the house, plug in the fridge or the freezer or whatever those main components are that you're trying to keep powered up. That's important. It is absolutely key. Doggone if it doesn't happen almost every year. That generator cannot be in the house. You don't want it near an open window of the house. It needs to be outside, in the yard, out away, where the wind, the breeze can take the emissions away from that. We do not want that coming back inside the home.
Yeah, we don't want it, like you said, not underneath the window and not in your garage that's open or anything like that. It really needs to be far away from the home. Otherwise, there is CO2 that could be a possibility there. Hey, I remember you telling me that there are solar powered generators now.
Again, getting back that 16 years ago when I first did these type of storm segments, those didn't exist. They do now. Right, so they're solar powered. You plug them into the wall when there's no storm. They're powered up. They stay powered up. But when you need them, just bring it in the house. There's a wire that goes outside to the solar panels, and so you're able to run your fridge and those sorts of things. There's no emissions, and it's right there, and they work great. I mean, they really do work great. And the more energy you need, the larger battery size solar unit you would buy. But it's just new technology that we have today that we didn't have in the past.
All right, I got two more questions before we end this up. The first one is about our gutters, because I know that we all look at it and we go, oh, I'll get around to it.
Yeah, not a very sexy subject, right? Gutters, but gosh darn, they're so important to our home, the health of our home, because we need to carry that rainwater away from the house, right? If the gutters overflow, several things can happen. Number one, it'll ruin your soffit fascia. It can even get in the wall, right? If it gets in the wall, now you got a mold mildew issue. The other thing that can happen, if you're on a crawl space, that water will land right by the house and end up inside the crawl space, and now you got water underneath the house. So lots of reasons to keep the gutters clean, especially when we know storm season's coming. Make sure they're flowing just fine.
Yeah, and that's something, especially this last week when we got all that rain, I can see my gutters, and I thought to myself, I need to clean those out. All right, we've got just a little over a minute. Let's talk about making sure that our stuff is powered up at all times.
That's the key. If you know a storm's coming, whether you have these backup systems or not, plug things in. When the storm's coming, one of the things is your phone, right? Make sure you plug that in, and make sure you download that guy, a News 2 weather app. Because even if the storm as it's happening, you lose power, you can follow that on your phone. You can follow the storm. You can even stream you guys as you're live, showing where the issues need to be and where to be prepared. So that is a critical little component that's free. Just make sure you power up that phone and any other devices that you may need over that time when the storm's passing over, so you can track it and keep your family safe.
All right, we appreciate your time and your expertise. If you missed any of this, maybe you need to send it to somebody else. It's going to be in the 2 Wants to Know section of our website. Right now, let's take a look at that forecast.